What's good, people? What is good? What is going on? Welcome to another episode, Real Tough Talk. I'm Stephen J. I'm with my partner Ghost, and I want to talk about, before we talk about UFL Week 5, we want to talk about today. Today's Monday, Martin Luther King's birthday, and we always like to show, a little respect and a little honor to what he's done and what he accomplished, and we always like to talk about what he's done, how did it impact our life, and start with you, Ghost. How did what happened with Martin Luther King impact you?
It's the thing that, obviously the main thing that he did was basically with his thought processes, the way he looked at people, he was able to bring everybody together with a common goal, which is to, live together, and do things peacefully, not to divide, but to, bring, like I just said, bring people together. And it's that much more important today.
What he did was very humbling, He was willing to sacrifice it all just to push his message and what he was trying to do.
Yeah.
That he wanted all of us to be looked at as equals. And I think it's something that we need to all think about. We need to understand that we have people who sacrifice a lot for us, that we are able to do the things we're able to do today. And we need to be appreciative. We need to be humbled. We need to show respect towards one another for what these people done, Martin Luther King especially. We do something different. We got the league. We're a part of UFL and the show, and I'm one of the referees, and you're one of the camera guys, but we're still men. We're still human beings, and we got to remember there's things outside of football. We have too much of the crab mentality. We want to pull each other down, try to get ahead.
Pretty much dog eat dog, pretty much.
Yeah, and you can't say it's a brotherhood when you're worrying about yourself first. Whatever you can do to help your fellow man, your fellow brother, that's what you should do. That doesn't mean you have to give them money. Mm-hmm. It could be just some kind words. It could be how you doing. It's just reaching out to talk to somebody. Even if you don't see them every day, what they're going through, they put something up on social media, man, you just reach out to them. You have a lot of people that dislike each other. And if you dislike somebody because of what you heard somebody say, or you dislike somebody because of a sport, or you dislike somebody because of a call, or you dislike somebody because of their stature of winning in football, it's ridiculous. Small things. This is our escape. And there's people that actually sacrifice things in order for us to have a recreation like we have now.
Yeah.
To have fun. To be able to go and have a job in order to pay our bills. So we need to really come together and realize what life is really about.
And the thing about it is, one thing that I gotta say is, tomorrow is never promised to us or to any of us. So when we take what we have, I think is a gift for granted, then you won't notice that it's gone. You won't notice how important it is to you until it's gone. So a lot of people look at certain things and pay attention to certain things that they shouldn't, that there's no longevity in. And, appreciate what you have, what's in front of you, and if we're going to use context like, the game of football, appreciate that you have it, because, again, one saying that a lot of people know is that Father Time is undefeated. You like that saying, and I'm going to use it, but the reason why is because we can't play this game forever. And I'm not saying that this is for me. I'm saying that as everybody in general. We can't play this forever. Eventually, you're going to have that moment where you're too old. You can't move anymore the way you used to. Things won't be the same. So you got to appreciate what you have now and enjoy it with the people that you are able to enjoy it with. Because, again, this is not going to last forever. So enjoy it while you can.
All right. So we're going to once again, just let y'all know our thoughts, and we thank Martin Luther King for everything he done for us and we wouldn't be at where we at now if it wasn't for him being a part of that journey.
And that's in general, yes.
To get where we are now. So now we're going to jump into the games. Now, we're going to talk about, first game we want to talk about, Generals versus FOE. FOE is a team that's been playing up and down. They have some pretty good players that I like. I like their quarterback, Dave. I like Fred. Fred is a good player. I like Twan, becoming a real favorite of that guy, Twan. Ghostface.
Yes.
You know, kind of a different name, but the guy has really been balling.
Yes.
You know, definitely they got a lot of guys. Roger, you know, Milt with a big pickup, BX. They got a lot of guys on this team that can ball out. That's why their record is very surprising to me.
Yeah, because based on so many guys that they have, you know, on this team that's very talented and they play hard in every game that they play, but they always come short. They're one team that, regardless of what they do, there's always something that's missing that they're playing, that when they're playing, they're missing something that doesn't get them over the hump to winning status. So they've come close, but never been able to close the games and be able to finish the way that I'm sure that they can. They haven't shown their full potential yet. And
Generals, they just won a chip in BQFL, but they haven't been able to bring that same energy here. They're always kind of short players. They don't seem to always have their full staff. But there's a lot of guys that I expect to play better. I expect the Prodigy to be played a little better. Shy is not off to a good start like he did last year. Guy was Defensive Player of the Year last year. Doesn't look anything like it this year. And, you know, Preacher's been playing very well. But the rest of the guys have not played on the caliber that I expected them to play on. Spaz doesn't look like the quarterback he was last year, but I think that's mostly because of his team. I don't think it's because of him, but I also think he's playing injured. You know what I mean? He's been dealing with some elbow soreness, and, you know, we're going to have to see what's going to happen with that.
The thing about it is, like you said, you know, Spaz is struggling, but I think it's because nobody else has been able to step up and give him the help that he needs at quarterback, you know, as, you know, being a target for him. The only person I could say who's been somewhat consistent on his team is Preacher. He's been, you know, he's been pretty much the one good thing I can say consistently that he's been balling in almost every game that they played. Other than that, you know, there's been inconsistencies with everybody
Julio
else.
Left.
Julio decided to leave.
Hasn't been coming.
Cecil hasn't been here in the last 2 or 3 weeks, I believe. And you have guys fighting against each other when things get bad. And that's not a formula for winning at all. So I think that this is a game that they really need in order to recover their season, or at least be on their way to have a recovering season. If they don't win this, they have a lot of problems moving forward. That's why it's pretty much, I would say this is a time to turn it up and win this game. They pretty much have to.
Well, we're going to jump into the games. On second down, Spaz with a screen pass to Tone, but it stopped short. Third down, Spaz gets blitzed by Dutch. Throws a Prodigy in the middle for a decent game. Last down, Spaz throws up to Prodigy in end zone. High, incomplete, turnover on downs. They're starting off slow, not really able to come out and set the tone with a touchdown, and they end up turning the ball over. Second down, Dave throws to Twan cutting in the middle, who pitches the bop on the sideline for a big gain in the first down. Second down, Dave is blitzed by Lowe's, who's blocked by BX. Dave throws the job for a few yards. Next play, Dave throws a Ghostface cutting in the front of the end zone. That's going to be dropped. Well, that doesn't affect Dave because with blocking from BX, he finds Ghostface again in the middle of the end zone for the touchdown. Trained Preacher was guarding the same person, and right now FOE takes a 6-0 lead.
And right here, like you just pointed out, that Trey, if you look here, Trey and Preacher is guarding the same person. But I'm not going to blame Preacher because he's a cornerback. He's there guarding the person closest to him. The person I'm looking at here is Trey. I think that he was the liability on this play right here because he's not guarding anybody in particular. He's guarding someone who's already covered. He's not shifting to the next person, which I believe is Ghostface. Ghostface is able to run free, and he's able to find a gap for Dave to hit him with a touchdown.
I love the fact that Ghostface dropped the last play, and Dave comes right back to him the next play and throws a touchdown. That shows incredible confidence for a quarterback for his receiver. Second down, Spaz with blocker from Lowe's throws the wheel open in the gap for a nice gain. Third and goal, Spaz with blocking from Los finds Prodigy in the front of the end zone for the touchdown. Tone gets the extra point. They're finally able to strike back. 7-6. Generals really showing more like they have got their little bit of, I'm not going to say full mojo, not the groove that Stella got, but they feeling like they can do something and they do it here.
And this is a much needed score because, again, the last couple of games that they've been playing, they've been struggling. In the first attempt that they get in this game, they're able to score. That is the way to move the ball and respond to the other team's touchdown.
Dave with blocking from BX. Those are tied in the middle for a nice gain in the first down. You can see these defenses not on the same page. After 2 short passes, Dave on 4th down is sacked by Marlo. Marlo's a guy who can still make plays. He was a former defensive player of the year. He's a former all-star. This guy can still make some sacks and gets another one here. 4th and goal, Dave is blitzed by Los. Those are tied in the middle of the end zone, picked off by Prodigy, giving the ball back to Generals, and that's great defense by this team.
Right there, they put pressure on the quarterback. Dave has no time. He's trying to release it to his receiver. Unfortunately, with the pressure, he's not as accurate as he should be. And Prodigy is able to cut this pass off and pick it off. Great defense.
And we always say when he's under pressure, Dave does not make good throws. And he throws another pick here when he's pressured. Spaz on 4 rush. Throws a Prodigy in the gap for a decent game, picking up the first down. If you look here, Dutch just misses the ball. Next play, Spaz is blitzed by Ja. Those are Tone in the gap. Tone is not looking Ghostface with the pick, giving it back to FOE. Ghostface. I gotta get used to the name, but definitely I'm already used to the play. Makes another great play here.
Well, he's lucky that he's putting a face in the name. Otherwise, I would have him sued for copyright infringement. But he's playing well. He's doing things on defense now, showing that he can do things in both ways. He's able to cut off this pass. Even though Tone was there being caught sleeping, but that is a great defensive play nonetheless.
Dave with 2 passes to Bot for a nice game, picking up the first down. Last down, Dave is blitzed and sacked by Preacher, taking us into halftime, 7-6. If I'm FOE, got to keep Dave protected. He threw a pick when he's pressured, and a lot of his interception come when he's under pressure. But we're in the game, 7-6. We just got to keep the troops going, limit our turnovers, and not let Spaz be comfortable in the pocket. He's not going to run, so if we could get past his line of defense with his blocking, we could put pressure on him.
And with the Generals, I got to point out 2 things. Trey getting caught sleeping on the defense in that first score by FOE, and Tone not looking at this pass here. I don't know what happened on that pass with Tone, but I think that the miscommunication between him and Spaz is what caused that interception right there. These 2 things they gotta fix in the second half. Hopefully they can go further ahead in the lead, with the lead, make this be able to score another touchdown and keep their offense moving if they're able to communicate better.
Second down, Dave is blitzed by Preacher, throws a Dutch in the middle, picked off by Los. And that's like I said, anytime you put pressure on Dave, he makes mistakes. This is the second intel he threw, and both of the intels he threw was when he was blitzed. He has to learn to either take the sack or throw the ball away. Can't throw these picks, and he does another one here. Spaz throws short to Los, who runs for a decent gain. Third down, Spaz is blitzed by Ja, but he's blocked, and Spaz throws a Prodigy in the gap, but that's dropped. Last down, Spaz throws it up, incomplete, turnover on downs, giving it back to FOE.
And this drive is not looking good here. They struggle. Spaz gets put under pressure, and there's some passes that he wasn't able to make in this drive. These are the mistakes that they usually make when they start to struggle. They can't afford to do that in the next drive because I think that all they're gonna do is give the FOE the momentum that they need.
Dave on 4 rush runs for a decent gain. Then Dave on second down is blitzed by Preacher, throws a Twan in the gap to pick up a first down. Los gets her on the play and has to sit down for a few plays. Dave with 2 short passes for a decent gain. Third down, Dave is blitzed by Los, throws deep to John in the middle of the end zone. In and out of his hands, incomplete. Last down, Dave throws to John in the middle. Nice catch near the ground, but short of the end zone, turnover on downs. And if you look at that last play, Ja has to make that catch. That's a good throw by Dave with pressure, which Dave doesn't usually do when he's under pressure. But he finally stays in the pocket and makes a good throw. You gotta help your quarterback. He does it there, and they end up turning over the ball.
But the thing about it is, I know that Ja was feeling it after that drop pass right there, because that was definitely a touchdown. That was a good throw by Dave. Dave not necessarily playing his best because he's under pressure throughout the game. So Ja got to make up for it by catching passes like this a lot more. They can't afford drops like that.
Third down, after 2 short passes, Spaz throws a Preacher middle, picked off by Twan, who runs it all the way to the 6-yard line. I think this year, Twan is FOE's MVP. Him and Ghostface, them guys been playing great, but Twan's been doing it on both sides of the ball, gets an interception here to give it back to his offense.
And this is some great defense here, knowing that Spaz is struggling. So what he's doing now is he's, watching Spaz, watching his movement, watching where he's looking, and he's able to cut off this pass like a defender should. That is a great way to play defense.
Second to go, Dave on 4 rush finds Bop in the front of the end zone for the touchdown. If you look here, Prodigy was rushing out Milo, but leaves Bop wide open. Swan gets a 2-point conversion, 14-7 FOE.
And the thing that puzzles me on this play is, if you look, Prodigy is reacting to the team, asking them what they're doing, but it was his fault that they scored. He goes to help Milo to rush the quarterback, and he leaves his guy wide open right next to him. Well, what should have happened on this play? Milo got to rush to get the quarterback. He got to get through that block. He can't let himself get blocked like that. It's his job to go and put pressure on the quarterback. If he gets the help, like if he didn't need the help right here, they probably wouldn't have scored on this play. But because Prodigy goes to assist him, they leave a guy open that ends up with FOE scoring.
Tone with a nice kick return to get them all the way to the 30-yard line. Second down, Spaz on 4 rush, throws the Tone, cutting in the end zone. Short and picked up by Twan, giving it back to FOE. If you look here, Trey was opening the gap. But if you look here, Spaz gets hurt on this play, doesn't look good, something's wrong, he's going to have to come out the game.
And that's unfortunate. It seems like these guys are getting battered and beaten in this game, but they're already struggling as it is. Spaz, again, under pressure, tries to make a throw, is inaccurate, and ends up being picked off by Twan yet again. This team is not looking good on offense, and I think that's what's really killing them. That's one of the main things that has been struggling this whole season.
Second down, Dave with a pass to Dutch and the guy for a decent game. They should be killing the clock. Third down, Dave on 4 rush, throws to Dutch, open in the middle for a nice gain. Last down, Dave throws the Bop in the middle for a decent gain, picking up the first down, ending the game, 14-7, FOE comes away with the win.
And the thing about that last drive is it seems like the Generals already fell apart. All they had to do was try their best to stop this team. FOE was not even trying to run the ball to kill the clock. They were throwing passes. So you lock up and play defense, make a stop, and you have opportunity to score and at least tie the game up. But they couldn't even hold them on the last couple of plays in this game. That just shows exactly how this team has been playing in this game and in others. They always come up short. They struggle on offense, and their defense falls apart after a while. That's unfortunate, but that is yet again another loss for the Generals.
And the Generals are going to wrap up this season. We were told after the end of the game. Mm-hmm. They're going to pull out of the league. Spaz injuries is really affecting his movement. He really says he needs to take the season off. And Coach Jose does what a leader does. He doesn't want to force his troops to play without Spaz. They just won a championship with him. They have to play without him in BQFL now because he's hurt. And he chose to pull the team out of out of the UFL. The team will pay the league fee, so the pot won't drop. Everything will stay the same. But they decide to pull out from now rather than wait until the end of the season.
And that's unfortunate because, I think that they still had the ability to recover because it's still the middle of the season. They have a lot of football left in the season. But unfortunately, because again, like I said, these guys have been battered and beaten this season, especially Spaz, and this is the only quarterback that they have at this point. Right. So they can't afford to move forward because they pretty much don't have anything. And we already know in TFL, if you do not have an established quarterback, you're gonna struggle. And that's exactly what they may have ended up doing if they don't, They may end up struggling if they don't have an established quarterback. I guess they knew that, and that's why they figured that their season is pretty much as injured.
And they do got Rudy, but Rudy's more committed to throw for them on Sunday.
Yeah.
I don't think Rudy wants to throw both days now that he has work, and he also, is focusing on throwing Sunday. So we understand. I'm being told that the league is going to talk to captains votes on every team, and there's going to be a vote. Because there's talks that since the team is breaking up and pulling out, can some of the players play with other teams? We were told that the league will allow the players to play on other teams, but all lower teams. Mm-hmm. They're not allowed to play with any of the top teams, but they can go to lower teams, below 500 teams, or however the league is going to decide to do it. What do you think? Do you think these guys should be allowed to play?
Well, we're gonna talk about league stuff in general,
Right.
and if they should be able to play. You said that the team, Coach Jose and them said that they were gonna pay the league fee regardless.
Right.
So I think that doesn't necessarily hurt the team, the league in terms of the pot, and all the other teams are not as affected by the lessening of the pot because of this. So I think that based on this, depending on what teams are allowed to pick up anybody, I think that it's a fair thing to at least let some of these guys come and play in other teams because again, some of these guys are talented and they've been regular guys that played in this league since the beginning. A lot of these guys played with this league since we came to the Bronx,
Right.
either the first season or the second. So, you don't want to see them go, especially knowing that they're not, hurting the league at all by dropping out. Well, not immediately by dropping out. So I would say, let them play as long as things are fair. I think you should let them play.
I think it's a good idea. You got teams that can use them, never scared. Can use them. FOE can use them.
I think that it's a good idea for teams to look around and see what they can use from this team that's breaking up.
Well, let me jump on some few guys real quick and Ghost will give you a shot on the screen. You got Shah, former league MVP, former defensive player of the year. You got Prodigy, been to an all-star game already. Definitely capable playmaker. You have Milo, former defensive player of the year, former record holder at ball giver who, even though Smoke broke his record, and a former all-star. You have Trey, definitely a good, capable defensive player that can play in the middle. You have a lot of guys on the team. Cecil, former defensive player of the year, runner-up. Preacher, former defensive player of the year, runner-up. You have several guys. Tone, a guy who can create in the kick return game, liability on defense, should never play defense, great offensive weapon coming out the backfield. So you got several guys on this team that can make impact plays, that can help another team, and these are the opportunity for the lower teams to get better and compete. So why would you not want something that's better for the league rather than have this team stay together with no quarterback, lose, and then not show up for the playoffs? I think it's a good idea. We're going to have to see what the league does and what the captains vote. So we're going to wrap this one up. We're going to say goodbye to Generals, thank them for being a part of the league. Hopefully they can come back next year, but they decided to pull out this year. FOE comes away with the win, 14-7. We're going to be right back on Real Tough Talk. All right, we're back. Next game, Rep City, YMM. And Rep City has been a disappointment this year. They were one of the best teams, not only in the Eastern Conference, but in the league last year, with one loss only. And now they're looking for their first win. Unbelievable. They haven't had their coach here. This team is struggling at the quarterback position. Izzy was their leader. Hood was their backup. Now Izzy is not on the team no more. Hood only threw, I believe, one game. They went with Beaskey, who kept them in several games. He's not here today, so they go to their third string backup, Tess. And, this team is in disarray. The heart and soul of the team, D-Boy's hurt. Their all-star of last year, Rel, hurt. Their best player right now, their MVP candidate last year, runner-up, Vic, not having a season last year. Their best player this year, Meech. Definitely top defensive player, looking to get defensive player of the year. And other than that, this team really doesn't have nothing to hang their hat on.
I mean, I can't forget about the one guy that's playing for them for the first season here, and Habib. He's been another highlight of this team, playing consistent, being a big target, and also making a few plays on defense. But I noticed him being a big-time offensive player. He even announced it there that the league needs to have a first-year award or best rookie of the year award,
talking about
like that, because
talking about it.
He's one of the guys who you would think who you would establish as a rookie, and he's been playing very well as a rookie among other players that's been playing in this league so far. So besides those two, there hasn't been that much consistency on this team, and I think that's one of the reasons why they've been struggling so bad.
On the other side, YMM. This team is YMM. Always elite. This is Corey's second game throwing.
Yeah.
Lost the first game he threw versus 99. Threw a pick six to end the game. And, we just got reports that Tim, one of the A players, has left the team. to join Hustlers in another league, but he's not going to play at YMM no more as far as I know. And that's a big hit on his YMM team. I don't think it's a huge hit. I think it's a big hit, but I don't think you're going to sink the YMM ship because I think Slutty is a guy who's going to step in and play great. They need more from Javon. We haven't really seen anything from Javon this season.
And he won't be here today either.
They need a lot from a lot of the other guys. Santana, Rico, Ice. You know, Brandon's been playing great.
Yes,
he's been
the highlight.
He's been the guy that's been actually carrying his team offensively. And as long as they got him doing what he needs to do, he's shown he's practically unguardable. And with him, this team has been playing very well.
And it's been exciting to watch this guy play in every single game that he plays. No matter who's at the helm quarterbacking, whether they're struggling or not, Brandon shows that he can carry this team on offense. Big time player. I'm sure that if he keeps going at the way he is, he's definitely going to be an all-star. So that is the highlight of this YMM team. And he's somebody that Rep City has to pay attention to on defense because he's coming to get through that defense.
Well, we're going to jump into the game. Second down, Corey on 4 rush, throws to Jeremy, and they got for a nice game. After a short pass for the first down, Corey throws short to Brandon, who runs for a decent game. Second down, Corey throws deep to Brandon in the middle, who has a stepped on Habib and just drops the ball. Huge drop by Brandon. I think he scores if he holds on to this ball.
Yeah.
Third down, Corey on 4 rush with blocking from Josh. Runs for a nice gain. Nice block by Jeremy downfield, right here. Great block. Last down, Corey throws to Jeremy, back in the end zone. Picked off by Meech, giving the ball back to Rep City. And Meech has been playing great. Don't throw this man away because he's been collecting footballs this year. Playing great this time.
And he knows when the quarterback is, going a certain way. He knows that that's the only target left for them to get for Corey to go to. And he's waiting for it, pretty much baiting him to throw it there. Meech comes here and picks it off, cutting off this pass. This is something that he's been doing all year, all season. So quarterbacks need to pay attention because this man is doing it no matter what team he faces.
So Meech is going to get the start because Tess is not here yet. Third down, Meech on 4 run, throws deep to Reem in the middle. Picked off by Slutty. If you look here, Meech gets hit by Kaka as he threw the ball. That is a great hit by Kaka. Meech is not used to being a quarterback. Yeah. He pays for it. And Slutty, the guy we talked about earlier in the game, comes away with a nice interception.
And that is all around great defense here. They put Meech under pressure. Yeah, they know that he's not a quarterback, so they're not going to get him. They're going to keep him on his toes and make him move around. Here, Kaka with a good hit right before releasing the ball. Great defense by Kaka. One thing I know about Kaka is he's very physical and he's very fast. So before anybody's able to block him, he makes a hit here. Great defense.
Corey ready to pass to Jeremy and I got for a short game, but YMM can't get any closer and they turn the ball over. Third down, Tess is blitzed by Josh. Throws deep to Habib. Incomplete. Habib is flagged for pass interference. Rep City tries a punt, but Tess doesn't get the ball before 4. That's a turnover and downs right there. Huge turnover. Gotta know to get that ball off, and they don't.
And this is what happens when you have a quarterback that's just coming and filling in the spot. They're not really situated into the situation. They, are not following what's going on in the field. And he gets caught with the 4 rush count on the punt, and it ends up being stuck right there.
Second down, Corey throws to Brandon in the sideline to get him to the 3-yard line. Reem is flagged for cursing, brings him up closer. Then Corey, 2 plays later, is able to find Brandon in the front of the end zone for the touchdown. Santana gets the extra point. 7-0. YMM takes the lead.
I mean, besides the fact that Brandon scores yet another touchdown for this YMM team, I think that failed punt is what killed them on this killed Rep City on this drive. The cursing flag didn't hurt them that much because they were already at the goal line, so that's probably what half the distance.
Right.
But still, that failed punt is what killed this team because it gave the defense not as much working room to stop this YMM offense, and YMM ends up scoring.
First down, Tess is blitzed and sacked by Josh. Then Tess throws the B-Dot in the gap. B-Dot makes a nice catch over Brown for a decent gain in the first down. Rep City can't score, takes it into the half, 7-0. If I'm YMM, I'll take the lead. Meech came away with a nice pick. I need to know where he's on the field, because the guy has been roaming and getting a lot of picks. But we cannot only put up 7 points. We're too talented to only put up 7 points. We've been starting slow this season. Even though our record don't represent how we've been playing, it's time for us to turn it up the second half and show the league that YMM is back.
And many things is wrong with this Rep City team right now. First of all, now you're at your third string quarterback this season. You don't have Hood. Beaskey's not even here today. You have your coach here, but I don't think that he can help the issues that they have right now with the staff that they have. Everybody's struggling. They have no established quarterback. Then the only highlights I saw in this game from them is that Meach interception and that nice catch by B-Dot. Other than that, I don't see what's going on with this team. They're not able to hold because of mistakes that they made on offense. So it's a lot of things that they got to fix. They got to get it together in this game because they really need this win, and they need it bad.
Test throws to Steve-O on the sideline for a short game, picking up the first down. Test throws to Steve-O again, opening on the sideline for a decent game. Second down, Test on 4 rush, throws the ball on the ground, flag for intentional grounding. Third down, Test is blitzed by Santana, throws to Steve on the sideline, knocked away by Jeremy. Rep City has to punt. Great stop by YMM.
And this was, even though he was able to make a couple of passes, other than that, YMM had their number on defense. Because Tess is not someone that's very situated with this offense. Yes, he's a capable quarterback. He can throw the ball. But other than that, he's not someone I could feel confident as quarterback that can win a game, at least not in this league. So I can't necessarily say anything about any others, but right here in this league so far, I can't be confident with him at quarterback, and he's showing that with how he's struggling so far.
YMM not able to do nothing with the ball. They're going to have to punt. Rep City gets the ball back. Test on the first down, throws to Steve on the sideline. Incomplete. If you look here, everybody but Cello is going deep. Going downfield, hurting Test right now. Third down, Test throws to Steve in the middle. Off target, picked off by Slutty. YMM gets the ball back. If you look right here, Brett was open in the middle, and Test missed him, and Slutty made him pay for it. Slutty's second pick of the game. And
this is him capitalizing on Test mistakes. As you see here, Brett is wide open in the middle. He's right here. It's an easy pass right here. There's no defenders near him. A quick pass there, you get some yardage, and you're driving to score. It turns into an interception because he goes too far downfield looking for a Steve-O instead of Brett, and because of that, he throws an interception to Slutty yet again.
Corey with 2 passes for a nice game, but YMM can't get any closer. They're going to turn over the ball. Next drive, Test on second down, throws to Habib in the middle. Josh misses the tag. Habib runs for a big game, picking up the first down. Next play, Test throws to Meach in the middle for a decent game. If you look here, Brown's going to get ejected for cursing. Brown's going to have another situation. He comes back on the field. We're not going to show that, but we'll talk about it at the end of the game. Second down, Test throws to Cello for a short game near the 10-yard line. Third down, Test is blitzed by Josh. Throws to Cello on the sideline. That one is incomplete. Last down, Test on 4 rush. Throws a B-down in the corner of the end zone. Knocked away by Corey. Turnover on downs. Now we see Corey playing defense. Seen Dion playing defense, and we've seen Chuck playing defense. All top quarterbacks all playing defense. They're all getting in on it, I guess.
And they got to do what they got to do to help their team, and that's exactly what Corey's here doing. Actually playing some cornerback on this play right here. Seeing the ball and knocking it away. Right here, this was the drive that Rep City needed, and they failed yet again even in this drive. And the thing about it is, they had a cursing flag that was thrown on YMM that put them in better position to score, and they still couldn't score. They're only losing 7-0, and they can't put up any points. That is a bad look for Rep City right now.
Third and long, Corey is blitzed by Meach, throws short to Santana, who runs past Vic, misses the tag, gets to the 45-yard line. Great play, big game. Santana's showing his ability to be able to turn it on when he wants, and he does right here. Great play by Tanner. Last down, Corey throws a Jeremy in the middle for a decent game, picking up the first down, ending the game. YMM comes away with a narrow victory, 7-0.
And I got to talk about Rep City right away because they lost a game 7-0. Their defense held. I'm not saying that YMM came out with their best in this game, but that Rep City's defense held the best that they could. They only gave up 1 score. You cannot ask them for any more than what they gave in this game. Their offense is what failed them in this game.
Yeah.
And that is because Test is not their starting quarterback. That is it. That is one of the main reasons. I haven't seen anybody else step up. I've seen 1 play here or there. Other than that, they struggled. And I don't think that they had anything else that they could have gave on offense. Their offense is what's been killing them this whole season. And I think that is why it reflects on their record.
I believe YMM is 4-1. Don't quote me on that. They were 4-1 or 5-1. I think they're 4-1. They haven't looked great. They've looked decent. I'm concerned about Corey. He didn't look great his first game. He didn't look great this game. They came away with a win, but they don't look great. Right now, if you look on the screen, it's been announced that Brown has been suspended their next game for altercation with Jeremy. So they're going to lose him one game. The team don't look like they said that they were coming to the UFL this year to win a chip. And though they're one of the top teams in the conference, they got to get it together before the playoffs start. Corey needs to look like the Corey of last year. I killed Corey last year. He made the All-Star team, which means he was one of the best quarterbacks in the East. He doesn't look like that this year. He has to turn it on and not wait till the playoffs, because if they fall, they're going to end up playing one of these top teams, and why have to play them in the first round? They need to get it together. Rico and Caesar need to get this team refocused and prepared for the long run, you would say, leading into the playoffs.
The thing about YMM is I don't think that they're fully here yet in this
Where are
league.
they?
I don't know. Maybe they have their heads in other leagues. That's exactly what happened last year.
That's true.
They've been concentrating on other leagues as well as this one, and they stretched themselves too thin. I believe that that's one of the issues that they've had last year, and they're having the same thing this year. Even though they were speaking and saying something as opposing to what I just said. They said that they were going to focus on this league. They want to win a championship here. But Corey has only been here 2 games.
Right.
So when you have your star quarterback only here 2 games, that's, that's in contrast to what you're saying. The thing about it is, because Corey hasn't been here consistently, he hasn't looked his best. He's not in the same rhythm as he should be with this team. And I think that affects his play and affects their whole offense as a whole. So he has to be here more consistently. The offense has to click together in this league. Just because it works in other leagues doesn't mean that it's going to happen in this league. So you got to be consistent. You got to be here. You got to get in rhythm with this team. If not, then you're not going to look at play to your potential. And I think that's why they have such low-scoring games so far.
All right, well, we're going to wrap this one up. YMM comes away with the win, the narrow win over Rep City. Both these teams need to turn it up because it doesn't get easier, it gets harder. We're going to have to see what happens. YMM comes with a narrow victory, 7-0 over Rep City. We're going to be right back. Real Tough Talk. We're back talking about the next game, but I know what y'all looking at right now, and Ghost maybe can zoom in. Y'all looking at my George Jefferson sunroof, and listen, that's not cool to make fun of somebody like that, okay? We know I got the George Jefferson going. By the time I come back to the field on Saturday, it will be shaved, but I was going like the women say, natural. I'm going on natural.
And
they're saying it's whack.
the thing about it is, I can't say that I'm fully innocent because I've been going a little natural, a little too much.
Exactly.
But, all of this got to go. So, again, I'm sure that you're not the only one earning some jokes on your side, because I know I'm getting my share as well. So, we need to put in some work.
But you can fix that. This right here,
yeah, that's
all I can do is cut it off, but it ain't growing no
But
more.
either way, we got to fix it because, again, that ain't working, and neither is all of this. So
you know what's crazy about Chozo? It doesn't even grow together. It just grows in spots.
It does.
It's bootleg, yo.
Listen, at least he has the neat goatee. At least you have that lined up or whatever. My hair just grows. You see the extra on the nose. Listen, I don't want to keep talking about it because it's devastating, but still, I'm gonna put in some work, but you can put in some work on the hairline as well. Listen, nobody's perfect, but we gonna get it right. We gonna get it right.
Well, we're going to talk to another team that's trying to get it right. Another 2 teams. Spartans and Carver Mobb. Spartans, beginning of the season, really didn't have guys showing up to their games. Carver Mobb was pretty much going through the same thing. And both teams must have put up the bat signal because the Spartans got the guys from the Raiders that they expected from the beginning of the season. And Carver has the main core guys show up to this game that they expected to come in the beginning of the season. So the question is, who's going to impact who more?
I think that right now, the team that needs that impact more is the Spartans. Because, not to say that, Carver's perfect and everything like that, but for some reason, Carver, no matter how short they are, they always find ways to get through. It hasn't worked exactly the way it usually does this season. They lost a couple of games because of it, but Carver, I would say that I would have more confidence watching Carver than watching how the Spartans played this season because they've been lacking in staff almost to the point of forfeiting. And that's very scary when you're a team that's coming out here to win the championship. So finally they got these guys coming from the Raiders to help out. But are they going to be able to help the struggling Dave play better? That's something that we'll have to see in this game.
Well, we're going to jump right on the game. And on the first play, Chuck gets a free play, throws to West in the middle for a nice game, picking up the first down. Next play, Chuck throws deep to Nick on the sideline. Wide open in the end zone for the touchdown. If you look here, the corner falls 6-0. They get Nick the Great back, former Rep City player, now signed with Carver Mobb on the last day of qualifying, and he ends up scoring a touchdown right away.
And he's actually playing on his father's team. So
right.
that's an interesting thing to see, that, you know, father and son playing on the same team trying to win a championship. But as you see here, unfortunately, the cornerback leaves Nick wide open on the sideline for the touchdown.
Dave's first drive. Dave throws the receiver on the sideline for a decent game, picking up the first down. Next play, Dave with 2 passes to Felipe to get them a decent game. Last down, Dave makes the throw to the front of the end zone, low, incomplete, turnover and downs. And if you look here, Dave has to make that throw. He had a receiver open. He has to put that where he can. I've seen Dave make this throw, and this is just on Dave. He has to be able to make this throw, and he doesn't here.
And that just shows that, you know, the guy, you know, at least on the first drive, he's not as accurate as he needs to be. He's still off a little bit in his first drive. Hopefully he can pick it up in the next drive, but unfortunately that leads to a turnover.
Third down, with blocking from Ricky, Chuck throws to Vic on the sideline for a decent game. Chuck then throws to Cable on the sideline for 10 yards, picking up the first down. Chuck with 2 more passes to White for a decent game. Spartans get flagged for cursing. Third down, Chuck throws to Nick in the back of the end zone. His foot was out during the catch, incomplete. 4th and goal, Chuck on for a rush. JJ with the rush, just misses the sack. Chuck throws the Cable in the front of the end zone, knocked away by Todd, turnover on downs. If you look at this play, I'm going to just show some plays that guys argue and get upset with the officials. Look at this play with JJ going full miles per hour. If you look here, he misses the tag. Chuck just backs out of the way, and he misses the tag. They get stopped, but Todd was upset with the play, thought he was sacked, and that's a great call by the referee. And a lot of the refs get killed for calls that they make, but they're making plays 99 miles an hour, make the call. And the thing about when you don't have the camera, you can't, these players think that there's an issue with the play forever. So lucky you have a play here, you can look at the camera, and the camera's going to get it wrong sometimes. Sometimes the angle's not going to be right, the speed is not going to be right, everything's not perfect. But here, you can see he missed the tag. They still make the stop, but I just wanted to give a shout out to the ref for that play.
And the thing about it here, this is still good defense regardless of what. Even if he didn't make the tag, he put Chuck under enough pressure to make him hesitate on the throw. By the time he's able to make the throw here, Ty's able to knock it out of the receiver's hands. Altogether, that's great defense. You missed the tag, but that's still staying on the play, and that leads to a turnover there.
First down, Dave throws the receiver in the middle, picked off by Chuck, who pitches it to Joey. Joey runs it all the way to the end zone for the touchdown. If you look here, the pass was too low. Cable gets the extra point, 13-0 Carver.
And if you see here, this is yet another pass that was thrown directly in Chuck's vicinity, where Chuck could just stand there and he just goes and gets it.
Chuck's second interception of the season.
Second interception of the season, and it's almost the same exact way. He's standing in the middle, the quarterback makes a bad throw right to Chuck, Chuck capitalizes. You know, now you hear people talking about Chuck trying to go for defensive play of the year. You know, even though that's hilarious, that's still a big contribution that Chuck has made to their defense, and that gets them the ball back.
After getting the first down, Dave throws to Felipe in the middle for a decent game. Third down, Dave is blitzed by Chuck, throws to Felipe in the middle. The pass is blocked by Mijo. If you look here, Ricky fakes the blitz and lets Chuck blitz, which confuses Semi. Great play by Carver. Spartans can't get any closer, turnover on downs. And this Spartans offense cannot recognize the blitz that Carver's running. Now, Carver's ran this for several years. They have different guys blitzing at several different times. We've seen Ricky do this with Danny, but Danny's not here, so he does it with Chuck, and they're able to bring the pressure, forcing Dave into a mistake. Dave threw a pick his last drive, and now he gets stopped. Dave is too good to be looking this bad. I've lost 2 championships to Dave. He's beaten the team that I had, which was a great Warriors team in the Church League when it was in Brooklyn. Dave is too good to look like this. He does not look like the regular Dave, and he's hurting his team right now with these turnovers.
The thing that you got to understand is the pressure that's coming in by this Carver's defense, led by Ricky right now, actually, helping making decisions on his defense, is what's confusing not only Dave, but confusing Semi, who's their blocker. And if Semi's confused and he's not able to pick up the block, that puts Dave in under more pressure. So if you look here, Ricky calls out the blitz, which you don't really have to do in this league anyway, but it throws them off. It looks like he comes up to the line. He stops. By then, Trucker's already rushing in from the other side. So Semi does not know who to block at the time. By that moment, Dave has to get the ball off. That is great defensive strategy by Carver Mobb, taking advantage of the confusion.
Chuck on 4 rushes, sacked by Happy. Spartans call a timeout. After a short pass to Joe Blow on 3rd down, Carver punts. Joey's ejected for cursing. So now they got their first ejection. Joey's out. 3rd down, Dave throws the VIP in the gap. That's incomplete. Last out the 50, Dave throws to Felipe in the middle. Is dropped and picked off by Ricky. Passes maybe a little away from Felipe, but it's still a pick. Taking us into the half, 13-0, Carver with the lead.
And unfortunately, that is another, I would say, either inaccurate pass or miscommunication with their offense between Dave and the receiver. This time it's Felipe.
Well, I'm going to talk about the Spartans. First of all, too many turnovers this season. Too many turnovers. Some by Dave, some by the rest of the offense. We've seen a lot of guys drop passes that cause interceptions, and we've seen Dave not completing certain passes that he should be able to complete. That's my issue. Now, I know we talk about Felipe, and his nickname was Grunk. Can't call him that no more. Mm-hmm. Please don't disrespect Gronkowski by doing that. I've watched Gronk on Sunday drop 2 touchdown passes in the Chiefs game, YG's game, that cost his team the game. 2 touchdown passes that I've seen him catch early in his career. I think he's too comfortable, and now he's not that go-to player anymore. Now, JJ and these guys are here, but this is their first game. Dave is not comfortable with everybody yet. He's still trying to make certain throws. He has to take more risk. He has to get guys in better position to make plays. He has to call certain plays. He's not doing that. The guys are going out there, they're freestyling, and it's hurting them right now, which is the reason why they got the record they have.
And one thing I could say about Carver is, they're at least stepping up on the defensive strategy on defense. With the strategy on defense. That blitzing strategy that they have with Ricky and Chuck going in that drive, that was very impressive, and that's something that they are known for. They are already mastered the using the blitz at the right time in the right area, and because of that, it's confusing Dave. And I think that's one of the main factors in why Dave is struggling in this game, among others, because, again, they have his number. They know how to pressure him. They know how to confuse their offense, and because of that, Dave is not able to connect with their receivers, and I think that that's one of the highlights of Carver's game so far. I'm not going to say too much about their offense so far. They're able to put up points on defense as well. They have 6 points, but they're doing it on their defense, not only putting up points, but confusing the quarterback.
Dave throws to Felipe in the second half, knocked away by Joe Blow. 2nd down, near the 50, Dave is blitzed by Ricky, who's blocked by Ty and Troy. Dave throws to JJ on the sideline, not looking, incomplete. 3rd down, Dave throws to Felipe in the middle, pass is blocked by Mijo. 4th down, Dave on 4 rush, dumps it to Semi. Semi falls while the ball's in the air, incomplete, turnover on downs. This offense not looking efficient, and they got to get it together because right now they just look like this is their first year ever playing with each other, and they don't look like they're ready to compete.
And the crazy thing about this is they can't even get the first down. It was only inches away. So this dump-off pass is pretty much, a simple few yards. You get the first down, you keep your drive going. They couldn't even get that right because Semi loses his balance as Dave tries to dump the ball off to get rid of avoid the defense. So it's like almost nothing that they try to do on this offense is working, and that is reflecting on why this team is losing right now.
Chuck on 3rd down is blitzed by JJ. Throws a cable in the gap for a short gain, but Carver's not able to do anything else on that drive. They're going to have to punt. 2nd down, Dave throws a Happy on the sideline, who runs to the 40, pitches to Troy, who runs for a big game, picking up the 1st down. These are the plays they need to make. Troy's one of the fastest, elusive guys on the team. They got to find a way to involve him more in the passing game. Happy's able to get him the ball here, and he makes a great game. Dave then throws a deep pass to Just Kill on the sideline, who gets behind Vic for the touchdown, 13-6, but Just Kill gets ejected for cursing after the score. But we're going to have to say that is a great pitch and catch by Dave to just kill for the touchdown.
He catches Vic by throwing it over his head. Vic doesn't really realize that Just Kill gets behind him. By the time Vic is able to react, Dave makes a pass. These are the passes that they need Dave to make more often in this game if they want to survive going towards the end.
But then Just Kill gets ejected.
I mean, the thing about it is the one highlight that they have on the offense, they end up losing right afterwards, I guess because they had to fight for this one score. And because of that, Just Kill gets a little too emotional. He gets hyped. And because of that, he caused himself to get ejected at this point in the game.
Chuck on 4 rush is sacked by Happy Feet. Then Chuck on 4 rush with a decent game picking up the first down. Chuck on 4 rush sacked again by Happy Feet before the throw. Does Chuck get the ball off?
And on this one, I don't know if he gets the ball off in time. I think Happy just gets there and, reaches out and gets the sack. That it's a bang play on that one, but I think that Happy gets the advantage on this play here.
Second down, Chuck with blocking from Ricky runs, pitches it to Carver for a nice gain. Last down, Chuck gets blitzed by JJ and sacked by Happy. Carver has to punt. I like that guy, JJ. He plays 100 miles an hour, and his pressure is what helping this defense go. So this is a plus going into the future with these guys. I like the way he plays. Him blitzing with Happy Feet speed at the ball giver definitely gives them a nice 1-2 punch, and they stop Carver right there. Second down, Dave throws that Happy in the gap, incomplete. If you look here, Happy's trying to make a play, but without the ball being there, miscommunication with Dave causes it incomplete. Third down, Dave throws a Troy in the sideline who runs for a decent game. Last down, with blocking from Semi, Dave throws a JJ in the middle for a nice game, picking up the first down. Semi's able to block Ricky, giving Dave time. That's what they need Semi to do. Great blocking by Semi. Fourth down, on 4 rush, Dave runs for a few yards. Next down, on second down, Dave throws a JJ in the gap for a nice gain, taking him to the 10-yard line. Third down, Dave is blitzed by Chuck, throws the JJ in the back of the end zone, picked off by Ricky. Ending the game, Carver comes away with the win, 13-6.
And before I get to any of the teams on this play, Ricky, after getting this interception here, he's saying that he's going for his defensive player of the year this season. He has at least 3 interceptions this season so far, so he's trying to go after it. He's saying he's more than a blocker, but that's a good way to end the game. Carver, I think their defense was a highlight in this game right here, especially ending the game the way that they did. Ricky being the engine that has this defense going, blitzing in, strategizing with the rest of the guys, and actually making plays himself. Him and Chuck actually made a couple defensive plays that helped them, pressure Dave and give them as much trouble as they possibly could. And I think that is the main reason why they were able to come up with the win in this game.
I don't love what Spartans did today. I like what they did. They made some plays. The additions of the guys they made showed that this team can compete somewhat. Dave have to limit his turnovers. Bottom line, this is Dave's team. Dave's the captain of the ship. Does that mean maybe Dave needs to move to tight end? JJ needs to throw. I don't know. I believe in Dave. Dave has, like I said, has stolen 2 championships from me. He beat me twice in the chip a few years ago. I think he's capable. I think he needs to go with the regular. He needs to not try to make home runs, but not be scared to take home run shots. He got to get guys that can stretch the field. I think VIP is one of their best players, but we don't talk about him enough because he don't get the ball enough. He needs to start setting up more one-on-ones and take a shot with VIP. He's their best player, and he's not getting involved enough in the offense. The defense, I like the guys they added. I like Ty. I like JJ on defense. Happy's a good defender. They got Jay, who left the Rebels to come over here. They got guys that can defend, but they need to limit their offensive turnovers because they're keeping the defense on the field too long.
And the thing about it is, based on a lot of quarterbacks that's struggling this season, I think a certain amount of them are not stretching the field. They're not going downfield. They're not taking certain risks. And I think that's because of that, they have the defense closing in on the receivers and closing in on the gaps. That's one thing that's been happening to the Spartans as well. Dave has to stretch the field by going downfield a lot more. When he did it on his one downfield play where he was able to connect to just kill, they were able to score. So they need more of that because most defenses are stepping up and playing them close because they know that Dave is struggling. They're daring him to throw deep. Yep. So what he should do, he should take that challenge and throw deep because he'll be successful every now and then. I think if he takes that shot.
Even if you overthrow your receiver, you let the defense know you're not scared to take the top off.
Yes.
So we're going to have to see what happens with that. Carver comes away with a needed win over the Spartans, 13-6. We're going to be right back. Real Tough Talk. Next game, Carver Mobb versus Wolverines. Wolverines come in this game searching for this first win, but now they're going with their core guys. They're not looking for this guy. They're not looking for that superstar. They're playing what they got. They still got Cuba, former All-Star. I like that he stayed, but Gumby is no longer playing with the team. Mestre is no longer playing. I haven't seen Mestre. Bo leaves to go play with Carver. They don't have Lou. Nelson's not here. But I like what Sam did. He's going with his core. He's going with the guys that want to be Wolverines, want to build something, want to be a part of the team, and I respect him for that.
And they have a couple of guys that show that they have potential on this team anyway. It's just they haven't had a good season in the UFL so far, and it's mainly because of drop passes. You know, Sam himself has been a decent playmaker on offense. You have Lionel, who's a decent tight end and also a blocker for the team. You have Josh, who's been one of their main guys catching the ball on their offense. You have Christian as well doing whatever he can for this team. So you have guys stepping up and doing the best that they can. They just haven't been consistent when holding on to the ball. And I think that if they're able to do that, I think that they have more of a shot to winning the games that they can as long as their defense is able to hold.
And Carver just coming off of a win to Spartans. You know, maybe Wolverines could catch him. Maybe Carver takes a foot off the pedal a little bit, thinking that Wolverines may lay down, and let's see what happens. We're going to jump in. Joseph on first down throws to Cuba in the middle for a decent gain. Second down, Joseph throws to Jamie the gap. Passes high, picked off by Ricky, giving the ball back to Carver. And Ricky's been playing great at linebacker, picking up the ball. He may make another all-star game, this time as a defensive player.
He's showing that he has the potential to do so. You was one person that said that he deserved the championship MVP the last time they played the Browns in the championship. But he's shown that he is a capable defender in his own right, not only blitzing in, but actually dropping back into coverage, and he gets yet again.
You know what I said before? In order for Carver defense, in order to be dominant like they wasn't before, Ricky has to be on his defense. He's a good cover guy, but he's a great blitzer. You put him on his coverage, definitely you can make noise. And since he's been back starting on the defense
and healthy,
he's been playing great and helping his defense out. Chuck on full rush, throws to West in the gap, high, incomplete. Third down, Chuck is blitzed by Rich, throws a Nick in the middle for a decent gain. Last down, Chuck throws short to Bo, who runs to the 5-yard line but gets stopped short of the end zone, turnover on downs. That's a great defensive stop by the Wolverines. It's not like Carver's going to walk in the building and Wolverines is going to say, walk into the end zone. They make a stop here, and that's a statement stop. Good play by them.
And the thing about the Wolverines that I got to say is the defense is not really the problem that I had with this team. Their defense fights, and they lock up the best they can. They make a few stops every now and then. The problem was their offense. But as long as their defense is able to hold and cover the gaps, pressure the quarterback, do the things that they've been doing this season, I think that they give their offense more of a shot to win the game.
First down, Joseph's going to throw to Sam in the middle. The ball is going to be dropped, picked off by West. West pitches it to Joe Blow. Joe is running down the end zone. If you see it, we're going to slow it down. As Joe goes to extend the ball, the tag is coming. But if you look here, before the tag is coming, what do you see?
The ball comes out his hand.
The ball is coming out of his hand.
Yes.
The ball is out of his hand when he's touched. Ball goes into the end zone. The ref calls it a touchback, which is the right call going the other way. Joe gets furious, argues, tells the ref that he's over-reffing, which is Papo. And the reason I'm showing this is refs get killed, myself included. We make the best calls we can make at the time we make them. Are all our calls going to be right? Absolutely not. Do we give you the best we can? Absolutely. Are we honest with what we give you? Absolutely. No ref is going to try to cheat for any team because it kills your credibility reffing anywhere else.
And the thing that gets to me when I'm looking and going over these plays, unfortunately for, leagues like ours, we have, play-by-play footage that we can go over and see exactly what happened. If you look at this play, this is a frame-by-frame play. So to see it in live action, it's very hard to make a confident decision for anybody. So you got to give these refs credit. You look here, right before Joseph makes the tag, the ball comes out, and it's only a few frames off on this play. So it's hard to see that play live. Fortunately for the ref, he makes the right call on this play because the ball is loose. It doesn't cross the plane before the ball is loose out of Joe's hands. So that is a good call. It falls into the end zone. It's ruled a touchback. That is a good call by the ref.
And Joe gets flagged for unsportsmanlike for arguing with him.
I understand.
First of all, Joe's better.
Yes.
I understand the argument.
Yes.
I understand the frustration. But sometimes you have to trust what the refs call. And that's the issue in this game. People don't trust the guys that's officiating the game. The guys are going to do the best that they can. And when they see it, they're going to call what they see. And now end up being the right call. First down, Joseph gonna on 4 rush, gets sacked by Mijo. Then on 3rd and long, Joseph throws a liner in the middle. Tipped by Joe Blow. Jamie's gonna make the catch with one hand, runs it all the way to the end zone for the touchdown. Cable gets sick and throws an extra point, but it doesn't matter. 6-0, Wolverines take the lead.
And this is a play that some would say it was a fluke. This is a play that, this shouldn't have happened. But the thing about it is you got to give Jamie credit. He sticks to the play. He follows the ball. And he grabs it with one hand when he has opportunity, and he's off to the races. That is the way that you capitalize off of a break that you get from Joe Blow missing this play right here. He tips it. There's a potential interception. Joe just misses it. And Jamie's able to be off to the races. That is the way that you can score 6 points. Some would say you didn't earn it, but hey, 6 points, I take it.
And if you look on the sideline, you see Carver guys arguing. What was the argument about?
I can't say for sure. I don't know what it's about, but the fact is they're arguing. They're not on the same page, and they don't like the way the game is going right now. Obviously, they're still upset about how the Wolverines were able to maintain possession of this ball, and now they were able to score. So these things are not looking right for them right now, and it looks like they're coming at each other about it.
Chuck throws a Joe Blow on the sideline for a decent game. 3rd down, Chuck throws a West in the middle for a nice game, picking up the first. Chuck with 2 passes to Joe in the gap for a decent game. 4th and goal after 3, Chuck finds Vic in the front of the end zone for the touchdown, ties the game up 6-6. And they may be arguing, but that shows passion. That shows that they want to win. That shows that they're not just saying it's the Wolverines are going to lay down and let us win. And they really want to win this game, and they're able to come back and score right back right away.
That is why Chuck, being the GOAT that he is, he takes over the offense, and he's able to drive the way that he best knows how. Taking what the defense gives him and taking a little bit more. He drives all the way down the field, and he's able to score for his team. A much-needed score to keep this team, on the same page, and as they transition later on to the game.
Carver,
as they move later on to the game.
Carver goes onside kick. Bo almost recovers it, but the ball goes out of bounds. 1st down, Joseph on 4 rushes, sacked by Mijo. 2nd down, Joseph is blitzed by Alvaro, throws a Christian in the middle, just gets by Joe Blow, runs all the way to the end zone for the touchdown, 12-6. And if you look here, that's one tip by Joe Blow, touchdown, another one to get by Joe Blow. You got to think that the situation with the touchback is still in his head because these are plays that you usually see Joe Blow break up. He's a former championship MVP, and these are 2 scores that he's given up against his Wolverine team, 12-6.
And I think it's because on this play, if you look here, I don't think Joe expected them to go right to him on this play in the middle because Joe was there, but Joseph throws a good throw to Christian. Christian grabs the ball, and he's able to go off to the races. So these are just 2 plays that Wolverines took advantage of Carver being caught sleeping. That's another 6 points for Wolverines. This is probably the most they scored in the last 2 games. They'll take it because now they have the lead. Yes.
But if you look at this next play, Joe Blow with a great kick return, get him all the way to the 10-yard line. And this is what stars do. this is what Hall of Famers do. He got beat for 2 touchdowns. He gave up a touchback on a play that he should have scored the touchdown. He made the mistake and lost the ball. You gotta have a short memory in this game. And he gets the return all the way to the 10-yard line. That is why this team is great. That is why this team is able to win games, because they have a short-term memory. He gets them all the way to the 10-yard line. And what happens on 3rd and goal? Chuck finds West in the back of the end zone, taking us into the halftime for the touchdown, tying the game up 12-12.
And the thing about it is that this is the best case scenario that they could have had in this last drive here. Time is running out. Joe Blow, right off of the kick return, runs it all the way towards the 10-yard line, giving great field position for Chuck. I don't see too many defense able to stuff Chuck when he's that close to the end zone, and he throws it to one of his veteran receivers, West, for that touchdown. They get the ball back in the half, so now they have the momentum in this game, and it took a play by Joe Blow after 2 scores being in his vicinity. He takes over the momentum with that 1 kick return, and I think that it puts Carver right back at the helm in this game.
And if I'm Wolverines, this is the best we've played all season, and we're doing it against Carver Mobb. It's not them laying down. It's not them just saying, oh, we're not going to do this, we don't care. They're playing, and we're playing well too. I like this guy, Joseph. That's our quarterback. We haven't played this well since we had Lou. Lou was the best we had in the beginning of the season. Nelson didn't play this great. Christian didn't play this great. Joseph has played the best that we've been playing all season, and I'm happy where we are right now. This is great momentum.
And to add to that, they're catching the ball. That's another thing.
Absolutely.
Not only is Joseph,
yes,
they've had like probably 1 or 2, but that's the usual for any team. But they've been holding on to the ball, and that's why they have 12 points in this game. In terms of Carver, their defense, got caught sleeping a couple of times. That one play that was tipped that ended up being a touchdown. You can't kill yourself on that. Hopefully you get the interception or next goal. But that last play there with Christian, I think that was a big play because you didn't expect Joseph to go right into the middle and make that pass. But those are 2 plays that don't normally happen, so I'm not worried. We have the control of the game because we have the ball in the half. We just got to score this drive that comes up, and I think we'll be okay.
First down, Chuck throws to Joey for a short gain. If you look here, it's a flag that's going to come out. Nick gets called for a block in the back. They go upset. They get crazy. They don't like the call. But if you slow this down frame by frame again, this is the right call. This is definitely a block in the back.
And it was the well-deserving call that Nick deserved. He goes. I see his intention. He's going to block, keep his guy from getting hit, even though he was standing there. But the thing about it is, that's not the way to do it.
The defender beat him to the spot.
He got there just late, so when he makes a block, it becomes a block in the back. He knocked both of these guys down. They made it seem like it was just 2 defenders running into each other, but you can clearly see Nick with the contact here forces the one defender to run into the other. That is what merited the flag, and that was well deserved there.
After a short pass on first down, Chuck on 4 rush runs in the middle and pitches it to Alvaro on the sideline. With nice blocks from Nick, Alvaro runs it to the end zone for the touchdown. Josh picks off the extra point, but right now it's 18-12. That is a great play. Pitch and catch. Chuck to Alvaro. Nick with the great block. Alvaro runs in for a touchdown.
And Chuck doesn't always have to throw them into the end zone, as you see here. He runs with the ball on 4 rush. Obviously we're blocking from Ricky. He runs, then he sees Alvaro on the sideline. He pitches it to Alvaro. Great blocks picked up by Carver on the sideline, and Alvaro has a free release all the way. All Alvaro has to do is run on the sideline into the end zone. That is a way for your team to pick up and play together, and it's working no matter what they're doing on their offense. They're able to put up another 6 points.
Second down, Joseph throws deep to Josh on the sideline, overthrown, incomplete. After a short pass for the first down, Joseph throws his Josh on the sideline for a nice gain. Wolverines can't get any further. They're going to have to punt. Chuck on second down throws a ball in the middle who runs for a nice gain. After getting the first down, Chuck with blocking from Joey throws to Joe Blow open on the sideline for a decent game. They're killing a lot of the clock. Chuck on second down scrambles with a blocker, but evidently gets sacked by Rich. Carver kills the clock some more, ending the game. Wolverines are not able to stop it. 18-12, Carver comes away with the win.
And Carver makes it happen. As soon as they took the momentum in the first half, I think that was all she wrote because Carver has control of the game now. They were able to score when they needed to in the next drive, and because of that, they had control. They stopped the Wolverines once, and they were able to run the clock. It wasn't a pretty win, but it was a win nonetheless. That is the exact way to end the game. And what you clapping about?
Wolverines found their football mojo. This team played good today. Yeah, they lost, but it's a good loss. They fought Carver from the beginning to the end. Now, I'm not going to say they gave up during the season. They played the best they could. The difference is they made plays this game. They felt like they had to make plays, and they felt like they had nothing to lose. Nobody expects them to win. Nobody expects them to compete, and that's what they needed to have no pressure. First of all, that quarterback, Joseph, you found your quarterback. Nobody else needs to throw the ball. That is your quarterback for the rest of the season, leading into the future. At the end of the day, all teams make the playoffs. So you want to get the momentum going into the stretch for the playoffs. They got a lot of other guys that make plays. I like what I saw today from this team. I had to take my hat off, which I don't have. I like to take my sunroof off, which I don't have. But at the end of the day, I applaud this team. If I'd say this team's trash, I would say this team's trash. This team is not trash. They got talent. They got some guys that's developing. The key is they're not worried about who's here, who's not here, who's playing, who's throwing. At the end of the day, they're going to work with their core, and I love what Sam did. Hats off to him. He played with the guys. He said, Jay, watch who I bring. This is going to be my team, and they competed with Carver today.
Man, the way that you're talking, you would think that they won the game.
I love teams that fight. I love fighting, and at the end of the day, you lost to Carver. You were supposed to lose to Carver. Carver Mobb is a 3-time champion. Yeah, they struggled this season, but don't disrespect them. They're the 3-time champion, former champions. You know, they lost to Super Friends. But this team is not a team that lays down for anybody. And Wolverines fought the most that they can do.
And they lost by 6 points.
Exactly.
So, again, to a team like this, regardless of who's on the field, they were able to play hard, and they were able to catch the ball for Joseph in this game. And I think that's the
you didn't ever
difference.
say drops.
They actually played well in this game. They came up short because Carver actually took advantage when they were able to, and even Carver understood that. That they scraped by with a win in this game. It's not that they just they had control all along. They had to earn the control back in this game. So saying that about the Wolverines says that this is a team that, regardless of who they play, they're gonna fight. And if they're able to fight this way, this is a team. Anything can happen, and that's scary when you move into the playoffs having to face a team that has nothing to lose.
All right, we're going to wrap this one up. Carver comes away with the win, 18-12 over Wolverines. We're going to be right back. Real Tough Talk.